Yo, what's good, y'all? Good morning. It's a beautiful fall day out here, man. The sun feels nice, air is cool, but it was like 30 something this morning. It's supposed to shoot up to high 60s. Man, fall is just an interesting time of year, but I'm messing with it. This week has been it's been very interesting. I feel like I started it off kind of kind of low, man. I wasn't as productive as I wanted to be. And as of like yesterday, kind of started turning the ball around, turning things around, just getting back on track. Just left the gym. I'm about to grab some food here in a second. Uh, I was a bit discouraged, man. I dropped like 4 videos within this past week that haven't gone up on the channel, or yeah, I recorded them, and something's gone wrong with them like pretty much every time. And it was just starting to feel like, ugh, man, like just really trying to be more proactive, and then like things not really working out or going to plan. But that's something you just gotta accept with life, man. Not everything goes accordingly despite your efforts, you know. The world is just, it can be unpredictable, you know what I'm saying? But all we can do is just keep putting our best foot forward, try to bounce back, get back on track, and still just show up for ourselves, still follow through. So this is about the fifth time, I guess, be attempting to put something out there. And I don't know, I did have a topic in mind I wanted to speak to you guys on, but this is just what's feeling more natural right now. Just touching base, I guess, filling y'all in. I had a conversation yesterday, a really good talk with one of my drivers on my way to work, and they were telling me how they're about to be going to Kansas in a couple weeks um, to spend about 2 weeks there. The first week is supposed to be for a wedding of a friend of his, and then the second week, him and his fiance are just gonna be there just to explore, be in a new city, new environment, just have fun. And I'm like, man, that sounds like a great time. Are y'all driving or flying? And he was telling me that they're flying down there, but it's kind of dope because if I would have asked him like 5 months ago, then he wouldn't have been going. He was telling me that he had a fear of flying for the longest, and he took his first flight about 5 months ago. I forgot where he said he went, but he's able to do other things now because that's something that he overcame. That was a fear of his that he pushed past. And I was kind of just really inspired by that because I guess his wife or his fiance is scared of flying too. And he's now able to be there to support her, you know, to hold her hand through that process because that's a fear that he tackled and has overcome for himself. And that kind of just spoke to me, you know. Sometimes we have to really throw ourselves into the deep end, into the wolf den, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to fears, otherwise that stuff just lingers. And I know I've talked about that in here before, but it just really resonated because even though I don't have a fear of heights, clearly, as I just jumped out of a plane, uh, or was pushed out of a plane rather, uh, I was thinking about like just reflecting on other areas of my life where fear may be there and it's holding me back from taking action. And that's that's such a tragic thing. Fear has held so many people back from reaching their goals, from going after the desires of their hearts. And I'm sure there's millions, likely billions of people that didn't reach their full potential because of fear, because of anxiety, because of worries of not knowing. Like I was saying, like life is so spontaneous and so crazy. Like there's so many things that we'll just never really know. And just taking that leap of faith, jumping that hurdle is the only thing that's gonna get us to the other side of the fear. And now he feels so much more confident. He's expressing to me how he feels like the world is just open to him. It's so much, it's so free knowing that if he wants to go somewhere, he just can. And what was really profound was that, man, I wish I remember what I asked him. He was telling me how, like, having overcome that fear kind of brought a bit of sadness for him. I'm like, yo, could you elaborate on that? That sounds interesting. Why? Anytime I think about overcoming a fear, it gives me a good feeling. I feel more empowered, more confident, more able. And he was saying how he was expressing that, I guess back in the day, several years ago, he had a close relative that was getting married, and how he had to miss the wedding because he was scared to take the flight to go down there. And his family was understanding. They're like, hey, his thing. He's scared of flights. He's scared of heights. So everybody understood, which is nice. And from my understanding, there wasn't any remorse there. But yeah, he was kind of saddened, like just reflecting on how many opportunities that were likely missed. Even that's just a big one. We want to be there for our loved ones, and especially on huge milestones like that. But the fact that something just as not necessarily minuscule, but just letting fear be in the way of creating memories, and having and just missing out on life opportunities, on opportunities in general, just life experiences. Yes, it's so tragic. That was just a conversation I had yesterday. I just wanted to share that with y'all. It was just it's interesting, something to think about. What areas in our life are we letting fear keep us from elevating, from evolving, from conquering? What areas in our life are we letting fear keep us stagnant, keep us docile? Like energy and life is just ever flowing, it's ever changing, So we gotta change too. We gotta flow too. That's just the law of the universe. We're not meant to be stagnant. We're not meant to stay the same, to keep the same mentality, to keep the same mindset, to do the same actions over and over. I mean, unless they're beneficial, you know what I'm saying? We're made to increase, to grow, to learn, to develop. I'm just chatting, man. I feel like there was something else I really wanted to touch on, but I just wanted to get a video out there since it's been a bit of a bumpy road this past week, so I know this one's gonna come out fine. Thank y'all for being here. Hit the notification bell for me. No, when I drop more clips. I try to have good things to say over here. So if you like that kind of shit, then stick around. I'll take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh yeah. Afterthoughts with yours truly. What I forgot. Oh my gosh, bro! I just got the hiccups crazy out of nowhere. What I forgot to share when I was down there was when he was sharing about his fear of flying and whatnot. I shared this story with him about when I was younger, being up at Cedar Point. If you're not familiar with Cedar Point, it's like the America's roller coaster. America's roller coaster, as they say. I remember as a kid, I was terrified. Terrified to get on some of the biggest rides they ever ride there called the Millennium Force. And that joint goes up, 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 up. You know what I'm saying? It gets up there. And then it shoots down. And I was always so scared to ride that. And they had other rides there, like the Top Thrill Dragster. You know what I'm saying? The Magnum, all the great rides, the big ones, the big boys. Scared. And one day I told myself, I was out there with, I think on a church trip or something. Maybe it was with camp. And I'm like, all right, bro, I want to ride this ride. I hate that I keep looking at it in the distance. Looking at the distance, just looming over me, just mocking me, taunting me, and not getting on it year after year after year because we used to go on a yearly basis with the church. Um, so put on my big boy pants, go on the ride on the front seat, mind you. I'm like, we are tackling this today. I'm about to get this fear out the way. I'm about to ride this ride so I can say that I did it, you know? Hop in the front seat. And my mentality is, all right, once I strap in, yeah, there's no turning back. Once I'm on, I'm on. So click, 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 locked in. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go. I'm not ready to go. But we're going regardless. And I feel like that's kind of what you got to do with fear sometimes. You got to really strap yourself in and just prepare for it, you know? Prepare to fully tackle what it is that you're scared of. So I strap myself in, boom, shit shoots off. Climb, 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 climbs. Tick, 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 to the top. I'm having a blast, y'all. Like, oh my gosh, it was so exhilarating. And man, to look back, now that I'm sharing this with y'all, let me finish this story first. Ride the ride, had a great time. It went through these little tunnels. I remember trying to have my hands up. I was there for the whole experience. You know what I'm saying? And going through those tunnels. I didn't want to get my limbs cut off, so I kept dropping them down in. But other than that, I had a great time. It was exhilarating. You feel me? And guess what I did for the rest of the day? I rode on every ride in the front, hands up, just tackled them all. You know what I'm saying? Probably not every single ride, but all the big ones that I didn't before, right after the Millennium Force, Top Thrill Dragster, front seat, hands up. You feel me? Now I love roller coasters. I'm a fan. Y'all get the point, but I'm sharing this to highlight the importance of just tackling fear straight on. You know, looking back now, I can't believe that. I mean, I can't believe, but I'm in a completely different place now. You know, if I see a ride that I want to get on, I'm gonna get on it just because it looks fun. It looks fun to me. Like that's such a huge change in perspective versus just living in that fear. And even before then, I remember being at Six Flags. There was a ride I really wanted to get on. I got in the line and everything. We waited, waited, heart throbbing, heart pounding. I'm with my cousin and my aunt. And some of them are waiting outside the ride. So I knew the whole time I was in the line, man, like I was scared. I must have been probably like 11, maybe younger, somewhere around there. And probably like eight. It, yeah, single digits for sure. But anyway, in line for this ride, and I know that my anxiety is about to shoot through the roof. You feel me? And I'm feeling bad because I'm about to punk out, y'all. And we've already been in line waiting for like 20 some minutes, maybe longer. But eventually, long story short, I bailed. Did not get on. Haven't been back to Kings Island since. Did I say Six Flags? It was Kings Island. Haven't been back there since. And that, I guess that could be an opportunity, what I'm saying, that I missed out on. Just drawing parallels to, my guy missing his cousin's wedding, which, one's a bit more important than the than the other, but you get the point. Yo, these hiccups are blowing me. Um, what I was about to get at is like, taking those steps back then got me to the point where I was ready, excited, thrilled to be thrown out of an airplane, to jump out of an airplane. You know, like looking back on those rides where you're unattracted, strapped in. It's safe. There's a guided course to a place where anything could happen, anything could go wrong, and you can't sue or fight back or do or do anything about it. Like the stark contrast, the pure juxtaposition is astounding. But it really does start with those baby steps. And not even baby steps. It sometimes it's a leap. Sometimes it's a leap of faith, a leap of courage. Right? We look at people that are courageous and we assume that they just embody courage, you know what I'm saying? But really, people who have courage can't be present without fear. There has to be a bit of fear. Courage is you overcoming your fears, regardless of them being there. Courage is fighting through your fighting through your fears to see what's on the other side. Not only what's on the other side of the fear, but how do you evolve and develop from pushing yourself through, from attacking your fears and anxiety. Have courage. Have faith and take flight. Now I did my outro, but bye. See ya.